Good morning, yogis. My name is Jessica. Welcome back to Elevate Yoga. Today is a full body AM flow, so getting our blood pumping, get everything moving. When I say full body, in the morning I like to prioritize good movements in my spine, but then we're also going to get good movements in our shoulders, hips, full body, well-rounded flow. Let's go ahead and get started sitting on our mat. I have two blocks. These are completely optional. Okay, I'll give you some options for no props at all. But sitting on your bottom on your mat, if you want your hips elevated, you're welcome to. So you can grab a cushion or you can sit on one of your blocks if you'd like. Otherwise, sit tall. Go ahead and press play on your optional playlist and let's get going. So hands can be on your knees or thighs or hands in your lap, whatever feels best for you. On your next exhale, go ahead and gently close your eyes. Just take a few moments to notice your breath. Notice the length of your breath, the texture of your breath, even the temperature of your breath. Where do you feel the sensation most every time you breathe in? And where do you feel the sensation most every time you breathe out? Notice how the front of your body expands with each inhale and how your body softens a bit with each exhale. Go ahead and turn your focus to your physical body, and with the idea that each day is brand new, I want you to take a moment to check in with how you're feeling today. How are you physically feeling? Taking a slow scan of your body from head to toe. And you're observing without judging, without categorizing, not changing, just checking in. We'll continue with a few cleansing, clearing breaths. When you're ready, empty all of your air out. Then a slow, full inhale through your nose. Fill your lungs all the way up. Grow tall through your spine, tall through the crown of your head. And open your mouth side out. Let it go. A couple more times just like that. Another big, big inhale. Ribcage expands. Fill up your belly. All the way up and pause. Open your mouth. Forceful exhale. Let it go. One last time. Your biggest inhale yet. And out your mouth, let it go. A little extra effort at the very end to empty everything out. And just continue to breathe consciously in and out through your nose. Creating a breath cycle that's slow, steady, and even. Go ahead and gently blink your eyes open, and we'll start with some slow, easy movements, but continue to stay mindful of your breathing. Hands on top of your kneecaps. Let's take three. So with our torso, let's take three big circles clockwise. So left shoulder toward your left knee and over toward the right. Lean really far back. So we're just warming up our spine, our hips. So three big circles. Let's come back up to seated, nice and tall. Take your left hand, place it on your right knee, right hand behind your head, and on your next inhale, lift your elbow up, lean over toward the left. So think over toward a diagonal, left shoulder toward left knee. Can you lift your elbow up a little bit higher, breathing into your right ribs, getting a nice side body stretch. And then let's come back to center. Switch out your legs. So your opposite foot is in front or on top, hands on top of your kneecaps. Three big circles counterclockwise with your torso. And still checking in, still observing as we're adding this movement. You may find out kind of new ways you're feeling. Aches, pain, sore areas, tight areas, areas that are feeling good, open. Come back up to seated again, noticing without judging. Right hand to your left kneecap, left hand behind your head. Inhale, left elbow up toward the ceiling, lean over toward the right, breathing into your left ribs. All right, yogis, come back up. Plant your palms, make your way to tabletop, please, on all fours, shoulders over wrist, hips over knees, fingers spread nice and wide. On your next inhale, come into cow pose. Drop your belly, lift your gaze, lift your tailbone, chest draws forward, and exhale for cat and round. So push the ground away, navel draws in, shift your hips forward about an inch or two. Inhale, cow pose. And exhale, cat and round. Again, inhale, cow pose. Good. Exhale, cat and round. Come back to a neutral tabletop. We're going to warm up our wrists. So likely today, if you're working, you'll be typing, you'll be texting, or maybe even just driving, but warming up our wrists for all the work we're going to put them through for the rest of the day. So fingers turn out and thumbs face straight forward. If at any point you feel like this is a lot of pressure on your wrists, just walk your knees forward toward your hands. Just take 3 big circles with their shoulders one direction. Warming up the wrist joints. And opposite direction, please. Come back to stillness. Turn your fingers to face back. Thumbs face straight out. Okay, and this is where it may start to feel like some pressure on your wrist. So you can always walk your knees forward. Inhale, cow pose. Belly drops, chest lifts. Exhale, cat and round. Tuck tailbone, tuck chin. Inhale, cow pose. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat and round. Come back to a neutral tabletop. All right, last wrist exercise. Backs of your hands come down onto the ground. So I'll turn so I'm facing you. The entire back of your hand is down on the ground. Thumbs face straight forward. Now, with the back of your hand down, make a fist. I know it might not be a tight fist, just a fist that you can make. Bend your elbows out to the side, come halfway down, and then push back up. Yeah, halfway down. And push back up. Let's do that one more time. Come halfway down, elbows out, push back up. Here we go. Sit back on your heels, roll out your wrists. We are ready. Okay, back to tabletop. Lengthen your stance though. So walk your knees back a tad. Curl toes, high plank, top of your push up. Push the ground away through your palms, fingers spread nice and wide. Inside crease of your elbow faces forward. Slightly lift your chin away from your chest without wrinkling the back of your neck. The navel draws in, nice strong core. Legs turn on, so especially your quads. Take a big inhale right here. Bend your knees, exhale, downward facing dog. Hips high, chest back. Relax the back of your neck. If you want to create movement, you can. You can pedal out your legs. You can shift hips left and right. Still exploring, still learning what this day brings. Let's come back to stillness. Inhale high into the balls of your feet. Tuck chin into your chest and slowly roll forward. Back to your high plank. Neck is the very last to extend and pause. Bend your knees. Send your booty up toward the sky. Chest back and then relax the back of your neck. Downward facing dog. So spinal rolls here. High into the balls of your feet. Roll your spine forward. High plank. Bend knees. Booty high. Chest back. Downward facing dog. A few more times. Guided by your own breath. Really articulate your spine here. Think about rolling it in waves. The next time you're in high plank, I want you to hang out right here and pause. Look forward slightly. Lift your right toes up just about an inch or two. Now step your right foot to the outside of your right palm. Come into a wide low lunge. Make sure your front shin is vertical. So knee over your ankle. Left palm stays planted. Inhale, right arm up toward the ceiling. Open your chest toward the right side of the room. Continue to breathe. Then on your next exhale, right palm on top of your right thigh. Turn your right toes toward the right side of the room. Pivot onto the outer edge of your left foot, like you're coming into side plank here. You're going to feel this in your right glute, right outer hip. If you want to add some tiny, tiny movements, you can. Let's come back to center. So right hand to the inside of your right foot. Look forward. Bring all of your weight into your right foot. Bring your left knee to your left tricep. Left foot to the ground. Malasana. All right, we're warming up our hips for our day. Heels down, and then bring your heels in slightly and toes out. Make sure your feet are nice and flat. If you want, you can rock a little side to side. Keep your chest lifted. Kind of feeling out what's going on in your hips today. Roll out your wrist here. Fingertips down to the ground, hips high. Toe heel your feet underneath your hips. Relax the back of your neck. On your next inhale, come into a halfway lift, palms to your shins, create a flat back, lengthen forward through the crown of your head, shoulder blades come a little closer together behind you, navel draws in, exhale, forward fold. Let's do that again. Inhale, halfway lift, crown of your head forward, tailbone back, exhale, forward fold. One last time, just like that. Inhale, halfway lift, and I want you to pause. Keep a soft bend to your knees, back stays flat. You have two options, either arms reach back or arms reach forward, biceps up by your ears. Hold here, reach forward through the crown of your head, press through your heels, lead with your chest, come all the way up to standing, mountain pose, exhale, hands to your heart. All right, yogis. Inhale, reach your arms out and up, reach and lengthen. Exhale, bend your elbows wide, lift your chest up toward the ceiling. Inhale, back up to center, and exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, plant palms, step back, high plank. So remembering the alignment in your high plank, everything's lifted up. Take an inhale to shift forward. Shoulders come over your fingertips. Option to drop down to your knees. Bending your elbows back on your next exhale. Slowly lower down to your belly in 5. In 4. Control 3. Hips high 2. All the way down in 1. Uncurl your toes. Press the tops of your feet against the ground. Inhale for low cobra. Apply a little bit of pressure into your hands. Back of your neck stays long. Exhale, forehead back down to the ground. Inhale, low cobra. Lift a little higher this time. Exhale, forehead back down to the ground. One last time. Inhale, low cobra. Chest lifts. Exhale, forehead back down. Curl your toes, tabletop. Downward facing dog. Nice job, you guys. Inhale, high into the balls of your feet. Slowly roll forward back to your high plank and pause. Look forward slightly. Lift your left foot up. Little to no momentum. So with control, step your left foot to the outside of your left palm. You may need to inch your foot forward a tad so shin stays vertical. Right palm stays planted. Left arm up toward the ceiling. On your next exhale, left hand on top of your left thigh. Pivot onto the outer edge of your right foot. Left toes face the left side of the room. You should feel this in your left glute, left outer hip. Try to keep your right knee lifted up off of your mat. Continue to breathe. Come back to center, left hand to your mat. All of your weight comes into your left foot. Right knee comes up and toward your right tricep. Set your right foot down, coming into Malasana again. Okay, so feet flat on the floor. Option to add on here. Left fingertips come down to the ground. Right arm up toward the ceiling. Open your chest toward the right side of the room. And let's come back to center. Opposite side, right fingertips down. Left arm up toward the ceiling. And let's come back to center. Now, keep your knees drawing out. Reach your arms straight forward. Keep your chest tall. Lead with your shoulders. Come all the way up to standing. Yes. Feet come back underneath your hips. Shake it out a bit. So make sure your feet stay hips distance apart here. Inhale, arms rise. On your next exhale, right hand is going to grab your left wrist. You're going to step your left foot behind your right and a big bend over to the right. Inhale, come back to center. Let's switch it out. Grab your right wrist. Step your right foot behind your left and a big bend over to the left. Inhale, back up to center. Exhale, elbows wide, lift chest tall. Inhale, back up. Exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, plant palms. Step back, high plank. Inhale to shift forward. You have the option to drop down to your knees on your next exhale. Lower only halfway down. Chaturanga. Pause. Hold 3. Hold 2. Inhale, upward facing dog. Knees and thighs lift. Shoulders down away from your ears. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale to look forward. Come up high into the balls of your feet. Bend your knees. Bottom of your exhale. Walk, step, or float to the top. Halfway lift. Inhale. Stay for the exhale. Either arms reach back or arms reach forward. Inhale. Come all the way up to standing mountain pose. Palms touch. Hands to your heart on your exhale. Inhale, mountain pose. Grab your left wrist. Take a big step over to the right. Inhale, back up to center. Let's switch it out. Grab your right wrist and a big bend over to the left. There we go. Inhale, back up. Exhale, elbows wide. Inhale, back up to center. Exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, plant palms. Step or float back. Move through your vinyasa. Take your time. Chaturangas are optional. You can always skip them. You can do something else. You can add anything in that will help you be productive and tackle your day. And we'll meet in downward facing dog. Inhale to look forward. Let's move through Sunday one more time. Exhale. Travel to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Stay for the exhale. Either arms reach back or arms reach forward. Lead with your chest come all the way up to standing. Exhale, hands to your heart. Inhale, mountain. Grab your left wrist. Big bend over to the right. Inhale, back up to standing. Grab your right wrist. Big bend over to the left. Inhale, back up. Exhale, elbows wide. Inhale, back up. And exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, plant palms, step or float back, vinyasa. So take your time, however you want to make your way to downward facing dog. All right, yogis, inhale your right leg high, please. So lift it up and back. Exhale, knee to nose, shift forward, curl, and round. With control, inhale your right leg high. Exhale, knee to nose. Carefully step it through. So foot between your hands. I'm going to grab my blocks here. These are totally optional, but set your back knee down. Uncurl your back toes. Let's place our blocks medium or tallest side right by your right heel. So on your next inhale, you're going to lift your chest forward. So look forward, shoulders down away from your ears. Let your hips drop down toward your mat, keeping your hands or your blocks where they are. On your next exhale, let's come into half split. Straighten your front leg, flex your right ankle. Inhale, come back to your low lunge, lift chest, and exhale, half split. So just moving dynamically. Inhale, back to your lunge. Exhale, half split. Come back to your lunge. Okay, blocks or no blocks. I'm going to use my blocks. Curl your back toes, lift your back knee. Let's come into a standing split with halfway lift. So keep your chest reaching forward, flat back. Try to keep your hips squared toward the ground. So drop your outer left hip closer to your mat. Take another inhale here. And exhale, forward fold, left foot meets your right. If you have your blocks, just move them off to the side. Inhale, chair pose. Sit your hips low, weight settles back toward your heels, arms can reach forward or up, your choice. You can even have your hands at your heart. That's totally fine. So sinking low into your chair, keep your chest lifted. Try to find a neutral pelvis, so lengthening your tailbone toward the back edge of your mat. Take a big inhale right here. Just your arms move. Exhale, chair plane. Sweep your arms back. Keep your chest tall. All of your weight comes into your right foot. Inhale, left knee lifts, one-legged mountain. Flex your ankle. Now, start to draw your left heel over toward the right side of the room, knee toward the left, and exhales for standing figure four. Hands to your heart. Bring your left ankle on top of your right thigh, like you're sitting back and down into your chair pose. Keep your left ankle flexed to protect your left knee. Sink a little bit lower. Inhale, come back up to standing, reach nice and tall. On your next exhale, take a slow and big step back to a high lunge this time, and inhale for crescent lunge. You already have this deep bend into your right knee. I want you to also bend your left knee so you can keep a neutral pelvis. Right hip hugs back, left hip forward. Try to iron out your low back here. Navel draws in, lower ribs soften. Draw your arm bones back. Energize up through your fingertips. Take an inhale. On your next exhale, vertical twist to the right and sink a little lower into your right knee. Fingers spread wide. Energize through your fingertips like you're trying to touch front wall and back wall. On your next inhale, open up to warrior two. So open up toward your left. You may need to adjust your stance, widen your stance a bit. Heel to arch or heel to heel alignment, whatever feels best for your hips. Deep bend to your right knee, strong and straight left leg. Actively draw your right knee over toward your right pinky toe. Chest is broad. Continue to energize through your fingertips. Exhale, relax your shoulders down. Sink a little lower into your right knee. Flip your right palm to face up. Inhale, reverse warrior. Left palm to left thigh. Right arm up and over. Right palm faces the back wall. Unshrug your right shoulder, but continue to energize through your fingertips. Take another inhale. Exhale, extended side angle. Right elbow to thigh, left arm to sky. So with your elbow on top of your thigh, you're able to create nice length through the right side of your torso. Then draw your hips forward slightly and your chest back. Staying in your side angle on your next inhale. Bring your left bicep by your ear so arm reaches up overhead. Turn your palm to face down. thumb comes a little higher than your pinky finger. One more inhale here. Exhale, runner's lunge, left palm to your mat with a twist, right arm up toward the ceiling. Press firmly through your left palm at the same time, reaching through your right fingertips. Now you've pivoted onto the ball of your left foot. Take another inhale, breathe in. On your next exhale, we're coming into side plank. So you can always set your left knee down first. Otherwise, roll to the outer edge of your left foot, lift your hips up, and a slow and steady step back. Hips stay lifted. Chest draws back. Hips come forward slightly. Another inhale here. Exhale, downward facing dog. All right, yogis, left side. Inhale your left leg high. Exhale, knee to nose, curl and round. With control, left leg high, take an inhale. Exhale, knee to nose, and step it through. Drop to your back knee, uncurl your back toes. I'm gonna grab my blocks, totally optional for you. Take an inhale, draw your chest forward, hips sink low. Exhale, half split. Keep the blocks where they are. Inhale, low lunge. Exhale, half split, guided by your breath. Inhale, low lunge. And exhale, half split. Come back to your lunge, blocks or no blocks. Curl your back toes, lift your back knee, standing split with a halfway lift. Back stays flat, hips stay square toward your mat. Flex your right ankle, take an inhale. Exhale, forward fold. If you have your blocks, move them off to the side. Inhale, chair pose, sit a little bit lower this time. Just your arms move, exhale, chair plank. Keep your left foot planted. Inhale, your right knee lifts, one-legged mountain. Now, externally rotate your right hip joint. So knee goes out toward the right, heel goes toward the left, standing figure four. Right ankle on top of your left thigh, hands to your heart, sit low like you're sitting back into that chair. Keep chest tall. Right ankle stays flexed. Can you sink a little bit lower here? Yes, you can. Inhale back up. And exhale, take a big, slow step back. High lunge, crescent lunge. Now, deep bend to your left knee, soft bend to your right knee, hips square toward the front of the room, neutral pelvis, iron out your low back. Take an inhale. Exhale, vertical twist to the left, sink a little lower into your left knee. On your next inhale, open up into warrior two, open up to your right. You may need to adjust your stance, either heel to arch or heel to heel, whatever feels best for you. So as you bend into your left knee, send your left knee actively toward your left pinky toe. If you feel like you're grasping your toes into your mat, just relax your toes a bit. Yeah. Inhale to broaden through your chest. The reaction to that, shoulder blades will come a little closer together behind you. Stay for the exhale. Can you sink a little lower in your left knee? Flip left palm up. Inhale, reverse warrior. Right palm, right thigh. Left arm up and over. Breathe into your left ribs. Exhale, extended side angle. Left elbow to thigh, right arm to sky. Hips forward slightly, chest back. Stay long through the left side of your torso. Inhale, right arm up overhead, bicep by your ear, palm faces down. Exhale to a twisted lunge, right palm down, pivot onto the ball of your right foot, left arm up. Press firmly through your right palm at the same time reaching through your left fingertips. Now, either bring your right knee down or roll into the outer edge of your right foot. Lift your hips up, slow and steady step back, side plank. Lift with your right oblique. Create length from your right heel all the way through to your right shoulder. Another inhale. Exhale, downward facing dog. All right, yogis, let's move through that flow one more time, adding on, just switching things up a bit. Inhale your right leg high. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale your right leg high. Exhale, knee to nose. Step it through. Now, blocks or no blocks, keep your back knee lifted this time. Inhale, chest draws forward, hips sink down toward your mat. Exhale for modified pyramid. So straighten your front leg. Left heel stays lifted. Draw your right hip back and up, left hip forward and down. Bend back into your right knee. Inhale, standing split with a halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Left foot meets your right. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale, chair plane. Inhale, left knee lifts. Exhale, standing figure four. Sink low, sink low. Inhale, back up to center. And exhale, big step back to your high lunge. Inhale, crescent lunge. Exhale, vertical twist to the right, right arm back, left arm forward. Inhale, warrior two. Stay for the exhale, sink low into your right knee. Flip right palm up. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, extended side angle. Inhale, left arm up overhead. Exhale, twisted lunge, left palm down, right arm up. Roll to the outer edge of your left foot, hips lift up. Inhale, side plank. Option, wild thing. Toes come to the ground behind you. Lift your hips, lift your chest. Drop your head back, reach through your fingertips. One more inhale. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg high. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, left leg high. Exhale, knee to nose. Step it through. Blocks or no blocks. Keep your back knee lifted. Inhale, chest draws forward. Hips sink low. Exhale, modified pyramid. Inhale, standing split with a halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Chair pose. Chair plane. Inhale, right knee lift. Exhale, standing figure four, sink nice and low. Inhale, back up. Exhale, slow and big step back. Inhale, crescent lunge. Exhale, vertical twist left. Inhale, warrior two. Stay for the exhale, sink low. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, extended. Inhale, right arm up overhead. Exhale, right palm down to your mat. Roll to the outer edge of your right foot. Left arm lifts and a big step back. Maybe it's straight to wild thing. Hips lift, chest lifts. Exhale, downward facing dog. All right, you guys, let's slow it down a bit. Inhale your right leg high. Exhale, half pigeon. Right knee behind your right wrist, ankle behind your left wrist. Bring your left knee down to your mat, uncurl your left toes. See if you can scoot your left knee a little further back on your mat. Lift your chest, take an inhale. On your next exhale, come to your version of a forward fold. I'm going to grab my block, bring my forehead to the block, totally optional. And let's start to slow things down here. Allow your breath to naturally slow down. We're not trying to control it anymore, just letting it kind of be. Letting your heart rate slow down. With each inhale, think about creating space in your outer hips. With each exhale, allow your body to just soften a bit, letting go of any unnecessary tension. Creating these shapes, moving your body intuitively, and also allowing this pause as one of the best preparations you can do for your body and your mind to tackle your day. Slowly come up to your palms, curl back toes, lift your back knee. Let's step back to a three-legged downward facing dog. Create movement. Now let's come back to downward facing dog. Inhale your left leg high, lift it up and back. Exhale, half pigeon. Knee behind your left wrist, ankle behind your right wrist. Bring your back knee down. Slide your right knee back a bit. Take an inhale. Exhale your version of a forward fold. And I know you likely have a pretty busy day ahead, but let your mind be right here, right now. And yes, that's easier said than done. I get distracted too all the time, using your breath as a tool to stay right here. Thoughts will come and go, and some of those thoughts may be your to-do list or what you have going on today. Once you realize you've gotten a little too wrapped up in those thoughts, bring your focus back to your breath. I am breathing in. I am breathing out. Working on this awareness and working on being present is something that you can bring off of your mat and into the rest of your day. The more you practice, the easier it gets. But that way, when you're at work, you're able to be present at work. When you're with your family, you're able to be present with your family. If you get together with your friends, you're able to be present with your friends. Come up onto your palms. Curl the back toes. Lift your back knee. Step back to a three-legged downward facing dog. Great movement here. And downward facing dog, last down dog of your practice this morning. Relax the back of your neck, bend your knees, send your chest back, hips high. Inhale high into the balls of your feet. Exhale, knees down. Let's come into child's pose. All right, yogis, have a seat on your mat. Swing your legs out in front of you. Both legs are straight. Take an inhale, arms rise. And exhale to a passive, easy forward fold. Especially if you woke up with maybe an underlying sense of stress. You know that you have a lot going on. Forward folds are so calming. Almost nurturing in a way. We're going to continue to forward fold, but just changing the shape of our legs. Bring the soles of your feet together, knees open wide. Make sure there's a good distance between your heels and your pelvis, and then just come back to that easy passive forward fold. Come up to seated. Scoot your bottom forward on your mat. We are going to end in supported fish. So if you have your blocks, I'll show you how we'll set up. If you don't have blocks, you can end in a traditional shavasana or whatever shape feels best for you, whatever is most comfortable to you. Otherwise, one block goes pretty far away from your hips on the tallest side. The next block either medium or lowest side. This first block is going to support right underneath your shoulder blade. So ladies, where you buckle your bra strap, guys, just draw a line underneath your pecs, straight back. So right below your shoulder blades. Okay, second block is going to support your head and make sure your bottom stays down on the ground. So adjust the blocks as needed. Arms out nice and wide, palms face up. Prepping our shoulders and upper body for the rest of the day, ensuring we keep good posture and keep a healthy thoracic spine. Eyes closed. Allow yourself to soften. Allow yourself to be. It's so important to allow yourself a pause. Allow yourself some me time before you give yourself to the rest of your day. Please stay here for as long as your morning allows. Have a wonderful day and namaste.